outdoors, Rotary Gun Park. It's right next to Hogle Zoo. So if you want to come, if you want to practice with me on Thursday, then come. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So come to your mats. And just like we always do, find a comfortable seat. You can take your time to settle in. So little stretches, little movements, anything that feels good right off. And then eventually just find stillness. So no rush, take your time. And then close your eyes. And just feel into your seat. So feel your sit bones against the ground. Feel the length in your spine, the length in the back of your neck. Draw up through the crown of your head. And soften through your shoulders, soften through your face. Let's take a great, big, huge inhale together. So next time you breathe in, hold at the top. And when you think you are full, see if you can take in 3 more little tiny sips of air. Now, big open mouth sigh, release. Do that twice more. Inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And as you hold, 1, 2, or 3 more little sips of air. Hold, hold, hold. Exhale, let it go. Let's do that once more. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning long. Hold in fullness. Sip in that little bit more. Kind of notice, where are you tensing? Where are you tightening? And as you exhale, big, huge exhale and soften, let go. All right, now seal your lips. Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose with a gentle constriction in the back of your throat. So you guys are all very familiar with this breath. You can take as long as you want to just simply sit, breathe, and connect with your own rhythm. When you feel ready to add some movement, we will eventually come forward to hands and knees. So in your own time, tabletop position, and just move however feels good to you. This is my favorite part of my practice these days, is just exploring this intuitive movement. So cat, cows may be a good place to start. Child's pose, cobra, scorpion cobra. You can spin your fingers back to face towards your knees. You can lift up to your fingertips. So just creative, intuitive movement. No right or wrong. And then make sure as you move, your breath is still right there with you. So big, spacious inhales. Long, strong exhales all the way to emptiness. Especially if you're sore from something you did yesterday or the day before. This movement, I think, feels so good. You're just kind of figuring out, where am I sore? What feels tight? What feels stiff? All right. As you are ready, we'll take it back to down dog. So just in your next couple breaths or so, start transitioning back to your first downward facing dog. Good, everybody. All right, and then once you're back in your downward facing dog, take just a moment to move around. Same thing we've been doing, just moving, just exploring. And then everyone in your down dog, walk your feet all the way out to the width of your yoga mat. So feet come out a little bit wider than your hips. Make sure all 10 toes are facing directly forward. And then press really firmly into your right hand. See if you can lift your hips even higher. Press back through your left heel and shift your hips over to the left just a little bit. Keep your left leg as straight as possible. Bend your right knee as much as you'd like. So we're working that length down the back of our left leg right now. Feel into it and breathe into it. Press firmly into your right hand. Press back and down through your left heel. Hips move to the left. One more round. And then end of your exhale, just switch sides. So now you're pressing into your left hand. Press back through your right heel. Shift your hips over to the right. Keep your hips nice and high. So a lot of times I see people kind of come forward to a plank position when we do this. Keep your hips lifted. Keep your spine long. So you're still in a downward facing dog. Breathe down the length of your right leg. Create more space there. Let's take one more round. End of your exhale. Keep your feet where they're at, but just bring your weight back to center. And we're just going to crawl our hands back to the back of our yoga mat until we come into this very slightly wide-legged forward fold. So once you are in your slightly wide-legged forward fold, let's find a halfway lift position. So spine parallel to the ground. Now, bring your left fingertips down underneath your chest. You can use a block if you have one at home. Right arm to the sky, so a little twist. Keep both legs as straight as you can. Keep reaching your butt back and lengthening your spine forward. Take one more big deep breath. If you want to wrap your right arm behind your back, go for it. End of your exhale, let's unwind and just switch to the other side. So right fingertips down, left arm to the sky. And again, both legs straight if possible. If you want to bend your right knee to modify, perfectly fine. Spine long. So reach through the crown of your head, reach forward, and then press back through the tops of your thighs. Maybe take your left arm behind you, wrap it around. Take one more big deep breath. Very end of your exhale, let it go, unwind. You can go ahead and walk your feet in a little bit closer if you'd like. Let's take one more halfway lift, so just realigning, breathe in and lengthen. Exhale, fold, let it go. Now your choice, roll or reverse swan dive, all the way up to standing at the back of your yoga mat. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, flow with breath for just a moment. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, let's slowly dive down. So traction out your spine, stick your butt out behind you, then let it all go. With your in-breath, lift halfway, find that length. And exhale, release, fold. Root through your feet, reverse swan dive. So lead with your heart to rise. Inhale, stretch your arms up, take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time like that. Inhale, high mountain. And slow swan dive, so no rush. Exhale, follow your breath down nice and easy. With your inhalation, Ardha Uttanasana, get all the rounding out of your back. Press back through the tops of your thighs, right where that crease in your hip is. See if you can create more space there. Exhale, fold. And then press into your feet, lead with your heart. Take it all the way back up. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, arms to the sky with your in-breath. And then let's take our hands behind our back and interlace today. So, what am I trying to say? Roll your shoulders back and down, and then squeeze your shoulder blades towards your spine. If you can, start to reach your hands back away from your body, and then maybe take your knuckles down as you lift your heart up. Hug in with your inner thighs and press your hips gently forward. Make sure you don't feel it in your low back. Keep your clasp. Take one more inhale. Now with your fingers interlaced, exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart, slow dive. Take it down to your forward fold. Give yourself about 3 rounds forward fold with your fingers interlaced. So, sorry, I was trying to reset my clock on my microwave so I could tell what time it is. So stay here and relax your neck. Let your head be heavy. Maybe lift your butt higher. Maybe lift your knuckles higher. So work this pose actively. Use your breath. Take one more inhale. And with your exhale, bring your hands to your low back first, then release your clasp. Now, spinal extension with your inhale, lots of length. Exhale, fold. Let's crawl our hands forward so you're at the top of a push-up, plank position. So shoulders over wrists, hips level with shoulders. Please feel free to come to your knees if you want to modify. Take a big inhale at the top, and you guys know that little tiny rock forwards around your tippy toes. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, press back up. Keep everything strong. Do that again, halfway down, little rock forward, hold. Inhale, press back up. And then this time all the way to our belly, so as slow as you can possibly go. Take it all the way down. My personal favorite, Spider-Man Cobra. Bring your hands out wide, slightly forward of your shoulders. Lift to fingertips, elbows face up. Lift your chest. Breathe in, and as you exhale, twist to your right side. Dip your left shoulder down towards the ground. Inhale, come back to center. Belly tones, chest lifts. Exhale, other side, twist. Inhale, bring it back to center, heart lifts. And as you exhale, release, let it go. Hands frame your mid-ribs. However you want to transition, do it mindfully, downward facing dog. All right, my friends, from your dog pose, inhale, take your right leg to the sky. And then today, we're going to open up our hips, so bend your right knee, reach your right knee out, reach your right knee up. So squeeze through your outer right butt cheek and really stack your right hip on top of left. Hug in with your left inner thigh. Press down firmly through both hands. Take one more big in-breath here. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow or as close as you can come. Use your side abdominals. Draw navel to spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, right knee, right armpit, so as high as you can get on your right arm. Inhale, three-legged dog. Now last one, knee to your nose, so scoop out your belly, then softly step your right foot forward, low lunge. All right. We're going to bring our back knee down. So Christine, I know you hate this, but we're going to try it. Hands up to your front thigh. Walk your front foot forward a little bit. And then press really, really firmly into your right heel. And as you press down into your right heel, so very firmly drive your right heel down. Now see if you can take your right butt cheek further forward and down towards your right heel. So you want most of your weight to be in your right heel, your right foot. There's not a lot of weight in your back leg at all. If this feels like too much, then you can come back out of it and just play. So hips square, drive your right heel down, and even imagine you're trying to pull your right heel back and up towards your right butt cheek. So lots of muscle energy happening in your right leg. You can stay here or take your arms up. Low belly tones, chest lifts. So keep that connection to center, navel to spine. Maybe take your gaze up. Just about 2 more rounds here. Let your hips move forward and down, soften around it. Really light on your back leg. There's not a lot of pressure, not a lot of weight in your back leg. Take one more inhale, maybe reach higher, lengthen your side bodies. Now exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Bring both of your hands inside your right foot. Walk your right foot forward and then all the way out to the right side of your mat. So forward and out to the right, maybe even spin your right toe slightly out to the right. Now, see if you can start to lower your hips and your heart closer to the ground without just sinking all of your weight over to the left. So that's gonna be so tempting because it's so much easier. You wanna keep encouraging your weight forward to the right. And then rather than rounding your back to get your heart closer to the ground, keep length in your spine, nice neutral spine. Maybe come down to your forearms. So we're just exploring that mobility in our hips, in our groin. Take about 3 more deep breaths. If you want a great big challenge, if you're down on your forearms, see if you can keep your right forearm down and then just hover your left arm. So your left arm's not even on the ground. Good job, you guys. Take about 2 more. Breathe, big and spacious. End of your next exhale. Let's lift back up to our hands if you're not there already. Bring your right foot back to midline, so you're framing your right foot. Now tuck your back toes and lift your right knee. Step your back foot forward a little bit, so pyramid pose stance. I like my feet on 2 train tracks, all 10 toes face forward. That's just me personally. Inhale to a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips. And then as you exhale, unhinge at your hips and rise all the way up to stand. So press into your feet, rise. Good. Take a moment to gaze down and make sure your hips are square. So right hip pulls slightly back, left hip move slightly forward. Inner thighs hug towards one another, towards midline. Take your arms to the sky. So as you take your arms to the sky, belly stays toned. So you still feel that little tone in your lowest, deepest abdominals. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades, squeeze your spine. Now if you can, start to reach your hands back. Possibly add your little back bend, hug in with your inner thighs, lift your heart up, reach your knuckles down, take one more inhale. Now everybody keep your clasp, exhale, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Keep pulling your right butt cheek back and up. So you're diving down, forehead towards your shin. See if you can keep your fingers interlaced for just 2 breaths. Press firmly into your right heel, lift through your right sit bone, press back through the top of your right thigh. So the very top of your right thigh, see if you can press back, create a little more space there. One more in-breath. Stay if you want, otherwise exhale, hands to your low back, release your clasp, fingertips to the ground or hands to your props. A couple more rounds. Now, I really want you to focus on using the strength in your core to take you deeper into your fold. So as you exhale, draw your belly button in and up, actively work your Uddiyana Bandha, and then see if from that place you can fold just a little bit further, forehead towards your shin. Take one more great big deep breath. Good work. End of your exhale. Fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands forward a bit. Float your back leg to the sky. Standing splits. From our standing splits, we're going to move into half moon. If you want to stick with standing splits, maybe play with some handstand hops, perfectly fine. Otherwise, lengthen your spine. Start to gaze forward just a bit. Right hand on the ground under your right shoulder or slightly forward of your right shoulder. Left hand to left hip. Now start to peel your left hip open, stack it on top of right. Maybe extend your left arm to the sky. If you want to go for the bind, you're welcome to. Bend your left knee, reach back, grab, hold. Good work. A couple more rounds. Your fullest expression. Back leg strong and powerful. Open through your heart, through your shoulders, through your hips. One last inhale. If you're holding your left foot, re-extend. Now everybody exhale, forward fold at the top of your yoga mat, nice and easy. You can give your right leg a gentle little shake out. Let's bring our big toes to touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, so tiny little potato bug ball. Butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. And for this one, intentionally lift your heels up as high as you can. And then as you lift your heels really high, see if you can take your butt further down, squeeze your inner thighs, nose towards your knees. Option to wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. Get even smaller, squeeze. Take one more big breath. Good, friends. Next, inhale, spinal extension. Heels on the ground, spine parallel to the earth. You can bring your feet out wider if you prefer. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet, and let's take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. We're going to balance for a moment. Left foot is going to be your base. Right knee floats up, standing staff. Flex your toes. If you want to move to a wall or anything at home, you're always welcome to do so. We're coming into a standing hip opener, so outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. And then you can either sit back into a one-legged chair position, butt reaches back, weight in your left heel. Maybe explore from there. Or take it into more of a forward fold variation. Fingertips to the ground, sit bones towards the sky. And sometimes when I take that forward fold variation, I like to kind of move my hips from side to side. If there's an arm balance in your practice, you want to play with it, you're welcome to. You've got about 3 more spacious, powerful breaths. So wherever you've chosen to go, or just keep moving, keep exploring. Keep the flex in your right toes. Keep pressing your outer ankle into the top of your thigh. Breathe, big deep breaths. Let's see if we can come out of this pose very, very slowly and mindfully. So rooting firmly into your left foot, rise up. If it doesn't happen, no big deal. We're just exploring. Arms to the sky, back to our standing staff. So right knee lifts up. If you want to, extend your right leg forward. Just make sure you don't lean back. Hold here for 3. Hug in with your inner thighs. 2, reach higher. And 1, let it go. You can give everything a nice little shake out. Shake, shake, shake. And then mountain pose with your arms by your sides, palms open. Top of your mat. Close your eyes. Return to your breath. Next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can. Hold. Sip in those 3 more little sips of air. Exhale, release. Keep your mountain pose, but soften around it. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, arms to the sky. And as you exhale, slow swan dive down. So take your time, make this feel good. With your inhale, find your spinal extension, your halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take an inhale at the top, come to your knees if you'd like, that little rock forward, tippy toes, exhale halfway down. Inhale, press up. Again, just like that. Exhale, little rock, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press up. Slow as you can go. Exhale all the way down. Spider-Man Cobra. Lift your chest. We probably won't lift quite as high this time. We're going to go somewhere a little different. So bend your right knee. Press into your right set of fingertips. Roll onto the outside of your left hip. So scorpion tail with your right leg. Reach your right toes towards the ground behind you. Let your left shoulder dip down. Feel that stretch there. Take 1 more round. And then let it go, and we'll just switch sides. So come back to center, right leg straight, left knee bends. Press into left fingertips. Roll onto the outside of your right hip. Your left leg is your scorpion tail now. Reach your left toes towards the ground behind you. Dip your right shoulder down. So you can kind of feel into this. Explore. Get what you need out of it. One more round. End of your exhale, let's bring it back to center. Hands frame your mid-ribs. Mindfully, however you want to transition, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath, fire it up. Next inhale, left leg to the sky. Now try not to shift it all through your right side. Open up your left hip. So bend your left knee, reach your left knee out, reach your left knee up. Squeeze through your outer left butt cheek. Flex your left toes. See if you can keep both hands planted firmly. Press down through your fingertips. Take one more in breath. And then as you exhale, left knee, right elbow. So use your obliques, those side abdominals. Get as close as you can. Inhale, come back up. Stretch it out. Exhale, left to left. So as high as you can get on your left arm. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then knee to your nose. So exhale as you scoop out your belly. And then softly step your left foot forward. So low lunge position, bring your back knee down. If you need extra cushion, please use it. Hands up to your front thigh. So start here, and then feel this kind of unit of your front body, back body, and pelvis. So what I don't want to happen when we go into this pose is, I'm going to pull my shirt up so you can see, is this. A lot of times people just kind of dump into it. So we want to keep this as one unit. Walk your left foot forward a little bit. Now keeping everything together so everything's not just falling apart. We want to keep this pose in integrity. Root into your left heel and start to move your left butt cheek forward and down. That unit comes with you. So nothing really moves in that whole unit. You're just bringing it all forward. Belly button pulls in and up. Tailbone is reaching towards the ground. Your butt's not sticking out behind you. Keep driving your left heel down, and even imagine you want to pull your left heel back and up. Now, take your arms to the sky. Back toes can stay tucked under or untuck them and actively press down through your back toenails. So you just want your back ankle nice and straight, not twisted or sickling. Breathe, lift through your heart. Left butt cheek towards your left heel. Keep driving your left heel down. So most of the weight of this pose is in your left leg, not in your back leg. You're connected to your center. Maybe you gaze up. Couple more rounds. Lengthen through both side bodies. Feel that stretch in the front of your right hip, those hip flexors. Allow them to open. One more inhale. Now exhale, hands come down to the inside of your left foot. Walk your left foot forward an inch or so more, and then walk your left foot all the way out to the left side of your mat. You can even spin your toes slightly out to the left. So if you want, you can take a moment, but eventually, so I'm going to just kind of move my hips forward and back for a moment. Feels good. Eventually, hips and heart start to move, again, forward and down. Coax your weight, encourage your weight over to the left, not to the right. And again, if you can come down to your forearms, you want to challenge. See if you can keep your left forearm down, lift your right arm up. Sometimes I like to keep my left forearm down and just my right fingertips on the ground, kind of over on the right side of my mat, giving my body that gentle encouragement to move forward, down, and to the left. Take about 3 more rounds. You can roll onto the outer edge of your left foot if you'd like. So So let it be uncomfortable. That's part of this practice. Last big breath. End of your exhale. Come back up to your hands. Bring your left foot back to midline so you're framing it. Tuck your back toes under, lift your back knee, and then find your pyramid stance. So back foot forward a little bit. And I like both feet flat, or my feet on 2 train tracks or 2 skis. Take an inhale to your halfway lift, hands to your hips. And then as you exhale, press into your feet and rise all the way up. All right, gaze down, make sure that your hips are square so your hip bones are straight across from one another. You can take a moment to adjust if necessary. And then arms to the sky. Neutral spine. Low abdominals, those transverse abdominals are engaged. See if you can reach a little higher. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. And then this time, switch them to 1 finger over. So it's your non-habitual way of clasping. It will feel a little bit weird. That's okay. Roll your shoulders back and down. Shoulder blades, squeeze your spine and start to work this. So maybe your hands reach back away from your body. Possibly add your little baby back bend. Lift through your heart. Squeeze through your inner thighs. Tone through your low belly. One more in-breath. Now keep your hands clasped. Hinge at your hips, lead with your heart. Pull your left butt cheek back as you reach your heart forward. And then forehead towards your shin. 2 rounds with fingers interlaced. So use the strength in your core to take you deeper. Use the awareness of your legs. Lift your left butt cheek, your left sit bone. Press back through the very top of your left thigh. Take one more in-breath. See if you can reach your knuckles higher. Exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp, fingertips to the ground or hands to blocks. Couple more rounds. Work your pose from the inside out. If you do get that little shake, that little tremble in your front leg, that is a wonderful thing. It means you've met your edge. You're there. Now breathe into it. Make sure your left knee isn't rotating in. You want to press into the outer edge of your left foot. Take one more in-breath. Use your exhale to dive deeper and fold further. So navel towards your spine, forehead towards your shin. End of your exhale. Let's transition into our standing splits for a moment. So walk your fingertips forward, float your right leg up. If you want to stay here and play, fine with me. Otherwise, we're moving into our balancing half moon. So start to lengthen your spine and take your gaze slightly forward. Left hand under your left shoulder or slightly out in front of it. So I like my left fingertips just slightly forward of my shoulder. Right hand to right hip. And then open it up. So peel your right hip open, stack it on top of left. Squeeze through your outer glutes. Right arm to the sky. If you want to move into the bound variation, go for it. That sugarcane variation. Wherever you're at, big breaths. Spacious breaths. If you're falling in and out, perfectly fine. That's part of the practice as well. If you're holding onto your right foot, slowly, end of your next exhale, release and re-extend. Everybody take one more big inhalation. And exhale, forward fold. Take your right foot down nice and easy. You can give your left leg a little shake out. Big toes touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl, tiny potato bug ball. So you can stay here like we did before. Or this time, option to turn it into a toe stand. Squeeze through your inner heels, squeeze through your inner thighs. Direct your knees forward, hands to your heart. So balancing on your toes, spine long, face soft. Breathe. And this, for me, is definitely not easy. So if it's not easy for you, welcome to the club. Take about 2 more rounds. Slow, intentional breaths. You guys are awesome. Next inhale, let's meet in a halfway lift position. So heels down, spine parallel to the earth. You can bring your feet out to hips width distance if that's what you prefer. Exhale, let it go. Now root through your feet and let's take it all the way up. Inhale, big, huge stretch. Reach up. And exhale, hands to your heart. All right, let's balance. So arms to the sky, and then right foot roots, left knee lifts, standing staff. Find your balance here first. Flex your left toes, and then we'll move into our standing hip opener, that figure four. So outer left ankle, top of your right thigh. You choose where you want to take it, back to a one-legged chair variation, into a forward fold variation, into an arm balance, up to you. Left toes stay very active, so what that does is keeps all the little tendons and ligaments in place so you're not pulling on them around your ankle or around your knee. Breathe. So rather than just waiting until we're done with this pose because I hate it so much, be here and just notice. See if you can even embrace the parts of this pose that you hate, that feel uncomfortable, that feel maybe awkward. Couple more rounds. So just allowing. And then nice and easy, we'll rise up to our standing staff. So see if you can come into or back into your standing staff very mindfully. If it doesn't happen in one beautiful, graceful movement, nobody cares. Arms to the sky, left knee lifts. Maybe extend your left leg forward. Make sure you don't lean back, so draw your low abdominals in. Hold here for 3. Hug in with your inner thighs. 2. Reach higher, and 1. Let it go. Shake it out. Nice work, my friends. Mountain pose, arms by your sides, top of your mat. Stand tall, stand well. Stay as you are. Big, huge inhale, fill up and hold. And when you're ready, open mouth, exhale. Soften around it. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Exhale, let your heart guide you all the way down. Traction out your spine. Good work. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Lots of length. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step back to plank pose. All right, listen. We're going to pause. Right hand is your base. Roll onto the baby toe edge of right foot. Vashisthasana, side plank, left arm to the sky. Feel free to lower your right knee down if you want to modify, or if you're taking care of your wrist, maybe you come to your right forearm. Left arm reaches forward and lengthen your left side. Possibly float your left leg up, lift your hips even higher. Take one more great big huge inhale. Slowly with control, let's switch sides. So come through your plank. Left hand is your base, spread your fingers wide. Roll onto the baby toe edge of your left foot. Right arm to the sky, lift your hips. You can absolutely stay here or modify. Otherwise, right arm forward, lengthen right side. Float your right leg up, lift your hips higher. Where is your breath? Can you soften through your face? Take one more great big huge inhale. Exhale, plank or modified plank. Take an inhale at the top to prepare. Exhale all the way to your belly. Baby Cobra now. So lift your chest using back strength rather than arm strength. Keep the back of your neck long so you're not back bending with your neck like a lot of people think that they are. So back of your neck stays long, gaze slightly down. Bottom tips of your shoulder blades hug towards your spine. Stay here if you want, otherwise Locust Pose. Reach your hands back, float your feet up and reach your toes back. Stay here, or final option, interlace your fingers and see if you can use your clasp to lift a little higher. So open through your front body, reach your hands back, reach your knuckles back, hug in with your inner thighs, spread your toes. Now breathe down into your low belly. One more round, lift a little bit higher. And end of your exhale, let it go. Rest your head to either side. Rest your arms by your sides. Breathe. If it would feel nice, bring your feet out a little bit wider. And then bend your knees and windshield wiper your shins. Slow, steady Ujjayi breaths. Feel your belly expand into the ground underneath you. Feel your back body expand into the space above you. And then go ahead and just set your legs back down. And let's take it back just to a child's pose for a moment. So hands frame your mid-ribs, press up and press back. Hips to your heels, forehead to your mats. Breathe. All right, friends, next couple of rounds, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath in your down dog. Reconnect. Next, inhale, right leg to the sky. And then exhale, right shin forward for pigeon pose. Set your body down gently. Right knee towards the outer right edge of your mat. And then pull your right hip back and up. So you really want to envision that femur bone in your right leg just plugging into the hip socket. So as you pull your right hip back slightly up, now hinge at your hips and reach your heart forward. So it's like you're trying to lengthen from the crown of your head back to your right sit bone. And you can start your bow and eventually just settle in. We'll be here for a few rounds. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, at any time you can walk your back knee back just a little bit further. If there's a different variation of pigeon, or if there's a way you want to explore and play here, choice is always yours. Send your breath down into your outer right hip, big and spacious. And then ever so slowly, begin to work your way back upright. And we'll transition back to our three-legged down dog. So tuck your back toes under, push into the ground with your hands, take your right leg back and up, gently shake it out, or whatever movement feels good to you. I'm going to flip my dog as a counter pose. You can join me or you can skip it. We'll meet you in down dog. So if you're coming with me, right toes back behind you, right arm forward, reach your heart forward, press your hips up. So see if you can really allow your front body to open and to expand. Take one more in-breath. Exhale, everybody, downward facing dog, and just walk it out. Inhale, let's rock it forward to high plank or modified plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart, shoulders back and down. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. And pigeon pose, left shin comes forward, set your body down. Left knee towards the outer left edge of your mat. Left hip pulls back and slightly up. So again, you're just envisioning that femur bone plugging into the hip socket. As you keep dragging your left hip back, hinge at your hips, heart forward, bow. Back toes can stay tucked or untuck them. Just keep awareness in your back leg and your back ankle. If you want to take it deeper at any time, scoot your back knee back just a little bit further. Big, deep breaths. Good, everybody. Let's take 3 more. You can exhale out your mouth at any time. Slowly begin to find your way up, eventually back to your 3-legged dog. So plant your hands firmly, tuck your back toes, left leg back and up, gently shake it out. And then if you'd like, option to flip, left toes come down behind you, left arm reaches forward, heart reaches forward, hips lift. Breathe down into your belly. One more great big huge inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Walk it out. One last time. Inhale, rock forward to high plank. Exhale, slowly lower. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. And then exhale, just tabletop, find your way into a seat. So however you want to get there. And then today, it's a miracle, I actually have a little extra time. We're going to take a seated twist. So keep your right leg extended and draw your left knee in towards your chest. Now bring your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. You can choose to keep your right leg straight out in front of you or bend your right knee, right heel towards your left butt cheek, but make sure you can keep both sit bones grounded. I'm going to keep my right leg straight. Next time you inhale, left arm to the sky, reach up high, and then exhale, twist and bring your left hand to the ground behind you. You can either wrap your right arm around your left knee or reach your right arm to the sky so you can lengthen a little bit more, and then right elbow as you exhale latches onto the outside of your left knee. Breathe, gaze back over your left shoulder. Twist from your belly button. Try not to lean back and put a lot of weight on your back hand. Take just about 2 more breaths. Good work. End of your exhale, unwind your upper body. Straighten your right leg out in front of you if it's not already there. And then sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh for Janu Sirsasana. So take your right inner thigh and kind of spiral it down. Move your butt out from under you. So your sit bone, your right sit bone is flat against the ground. Square your upper body towards your right extended leg. Flex your right toes back. Both arms reach up. Inhale. Hinge out your hips. Lead with your heart. Exhale forward and then down. Big breaths. Empty out with your exhales. Draw navel to spine. Work your forehead towards your shin. Good work, my friends. All right, listen. See if you can just reach both of your arms forward as far as you can. Stay connected to your center. Now on an inhale, lead with your heart and rise up. Left hand comes back behind you, so kind of turn to the left, left fingertip or left hand to the ground, left fingertips face away from your body. Lift your hips, modified side plank or modified wild thing. So lots of length, lots of space. One more big deep breath. And come on down. All right, take your left leg out. Give your legs a little shake. It might even feel good to throw in a couple of windshield wipers. And then let's set up for our twist on the other side. Left leg extended. Right knee towards your chest. Sit up tall. And then right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Left leg can stay extended or bend your left knee. Left heel towards your right butt cheek. Just make sure your sit bones stay on the ground. Sit up tall, reach your right arm up. Breathe in. And then exhale, twist. Right hand comes down behind you. If you want to take it further, left arm reaches up, lengthen more. Exhale, left elbow latches to the outside of your right knee or thigh. Gaze back over your right shoulder. Breathe down into your belly. Good. Last couple of breaths. Very end of your next exhalation, unwind. Extend your left leg if it's not already, and then sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh, Janu Sirsasana. So take your left inner thigh, spiral it down, move your butt out from under you, square your hips towards your extended leg, flex your left toes. Sit up tall, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, lead with your heart. So reach your heart far forward. Reach your butt as far back as you can, then release. Keep pressing foot into your leg, leg actively back into your foot. Keep breathing. Use your breath to go a little bit deeper. Breathe down into your low belly, your low back. Navel to spine, forehead to shin. Couple more rounds. All right, now reach both arms as far forward as you can, whether they're on the ground or just hovering in the air. I do not care. Next inhale, rise up. So unhinge and reach up. Now turn to your right, bring your right hand down behind you, fingers face away from your body. Press down, modified side plank or modified wild thing. So really stretch and lengthen. Great big breath. And let it go. Right leg comes out. You can give your legs a little shake out. Let's take it all the way down onto our back. And once you are there, just hug your knees in gently. Rock it out. Feet on the ground with your knees bent. Bring your feet out mat width distance apart. Windshield wipers with your knees back and forth. You can tee out your arms. You can cactus your arms. You can grab opposite elbows in front of your chest. And then if you want to, as your knees go to the left, your arms kind of pull to the right. As your knees go to the right, your arms pull to the left. Back and forth. Like a moving meditation. And then as you feel ready, just start transitioning into your final relaxation. So maybe you want to take a happy baby pose. Maybe you want to take a full body stretch. So anywhere you want to go to complete your practice. And then slowly begin just settling in. And just a little affirmation as you settle into your Shavasana. This is from the book called Inward by Young Pueblo. I feel victorious. I feel free every moment. I do not measure my personal value by the things I do or the things I own. I feel victorious. I feel free every moment. I do not measure my personal value by the things I do or the things I own. So for these last few moments, let it all go. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to fix or change or control anything. So for these last few moments, just allow yourself to settle, to relax, and to simply just be. And I will bring you out of your Shavasana in a couple minutes or so. If you want to turn off your Zoom and just drift off, then please feel free. really deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And then just slowly bring movement back into your body. Roll to either side, fetal position. And take a couple breaths there. And then use the strength in your arms to guide yourself up into a seat. So right back where we began, and notice as you settle into your seat, do you feel just a little bit different physically, energetically, emotionally? Close your eyes.